Welcome to our deep dive into the 10 basic quarterback reads. Today, we'll explore fundamental defensive coverages and how quarterbacks can effectively read them to make smart decisions on the field. This foundation is essential for mastering offensive strategy. To start, it's crucial to understand the 5 basic defensive coverages a quarterback will face. These are cover 3 zone, cover 2 zone, quarters, cover 1 free man, and cover 0 man. Each coverage has unique characteristics that influence how the quarterback reads the defense and chooses where to throw. Cover 3 zone is built around 3 defenders covering deep thirds of the field, supported by underneath defenders handling curl and flat zones. Its strength lies in solid deep coverage and a 4-man rush, but it struggles against certain routes like flood concepts and digs, especially away from the strong safeties run support. Cover 2 zone features 2 deep safeties splitting the field in halves, with 5 underneath defenders covering short zones. This setup disrupts timing routes and allows a 4-man rush, but it leaves vulnerabilities deep down the sidelines and middle, and can be exploited with strong side curls and off-tackle runs. Quarters coverage emphasizes 4 deep defenders, allowing corners to play aggressively with safety help over the top. It offers strong run support and the ability to double cover outside receivers. However, its flat coverage can be weak, and safeties are susceptible to play action, especially when the offense attacks the safety's coverage with route combinations. Cover 1. Free man is a man-to-man scheme with a free safety providing deep middle help. It offers tight coverage and good run support, plus the ability to rush 5, but it lacks underneath help, making it vulnerable to crossing, breaking, and pick routes, as well as play-action passes and out routes. Cover 0 man is pure man-to-man coverage with no deep safety help, allowing for an aggressive pass rush, sometimes with 6 rushers. This tight coverage can disrupt timing, but it leaves the middle of the field open, especially vulnerable to deep post routes and routes that exploit the lack of underneath help. Now that we've covered the defenses, let's look at the 10 basic quarterback reads. These reads guide the quarterback's decision-making based on defensive alignment and movement. They include reads like the slant, stick, inside sideline, curl, sideline, dig, double square in, deep out, deep reads, and man coverage reads. Before the snap, the quarterback's job is to get to the line quickly with hands under center. This forces the defense to reveal any shifts. The QB must then identify the safety's positions to see if the middle of the field is open and determine which side offers the best read by comparing defenders to receivers. Next, the quarterback assesses defender leverage, their positioning relative to receivers and coverage areas. Knowing where routes will be run, anticipating blitzes, and understanding hot routes are critical. By this point, the QB should have a solid idea of where to throw, which is vital for quick, effective decisions. During the drop back, the quarterback must make the final decision on where to throw while moving backward, not at the end of the drop. If no decision is made by then, the QB should immediately go to the contingency plan. Usually, after 2 shuffle steps in the pocket, the QB commits, waiting for the receiver to break free. The first specific read is the slant read. The quarterback keys on the flat defender. This could be an outside linebacker, strong safety, or cornerback. The rule is to throw away from this defender. If he covers the slant, throw to the flat or swing route. If he moves to the flat, hit the slant route instead. Adjusting the quarterback's drop back depends on the flat defender's leverage. If the defender is close to the line of scrimmage, the QB takes a deeper, 3 big step drop to throw behind him. If the defender is farther off the line, the QB uses a shallower, 3 quick step drop to throw in front of him, optimizing timing and placement. This slant flat and a swing read diagram illustrates how the quarterback reads the flat defender during a 3-step drop. The QB watches the defender's movement to decide whether to throw the slant or the flat route, ensuring the pass avoids the defender and finds the open receiver quickly. The second read is the stick read. The quarterback keys on the strong safety or the defender covering that area, checking their pre-snap leverage. The read sequence is to look at the flat route first, which often opens up the stick route behind it. Against cover 2, the QB should also consider the strong side fade as a potential option. This stick read diagram shows the quarterback taking a 3 big step drop, reading the strong safety to open the stick route. The QB looks at the flat route first to manipulate the defender, creating space for the stick route to develop as the primary target. Here the stick red includes an option to the Z receiver running a deeper route. After holding the strong safety with a 3 big step drop, the quarterback can throw into the hole to the Z receiver if the stick route is covered, providing a progression that stresses the defense vertically. The third red is the inside sideline read. The quarterback keys on the strong safety or defender responsible for that area, checking pre-snap leverage. The read progression is to look at the swing route first, which often opens up the sideline route behind it, allowing the QB to exploit coverage gaps effectively. This diagram for the inside sideline read shows a 5 big step drop, with the quarterback reading the strong safety. The QB looks at the swing route initially to draw the defender, then targets the sideline route, often run by the tight end, as the primary option once the coverage shifts. The curl red involves keying the flat defender, again, an OLB, strong safety, or cornerback. The quarterback throws away from this defender. If he moves to the flat, the QB hits the curl route. If he drops back to cover the curl, the QB throws to the flat or swing route. This read helps exploit defensive hesitations. Let's talk about the curl flat or swing red concept. The quarterback's key is to first look at the linebacker or strong safety to see how they react. The curl route aims to get open by reading these defenders, but the initial focus should be on the swing or flat route underneath. This approach forces defenders to choose between covering the short swing or the deeper curl, creating opportunities. The linebacker red is crucial here because their movement often dictates which route will be open. So the quarterback's progression starts low and moves up, maximizing options. Now the sideline read is all about understanding how the defense adjusts, especially versus cover 2. The sideline route typically turns into a fade, so the quarterback must check the corner and safety alignments carefully. Also, identifying the flat defender, whether it's the outside linebacker, strong safety, or corner, is critical. If that defender gets underneath the route, the quarterback should throw to the stop or seam route. This red helps exploit defensive tendencies by attacking the areas defenders vacate or hesitate to cover. The sideline stop or seam read builds on that by emphasizing a 5-step drop and reading either the linebacker or strong safety. The quarterback watches how these defenders react to the routes, especially the stop and seam patterns. The goal is to find the open receiver based on those reads. This red progression allows the quarterback to adjust quickly, targeting the route that the defense leaves vulnerable. It's a smart way to attack zones by forcing defenders into tough coverage decisions. The dig read focuses on keying the underneath coverage, particularly the linebackers. As the quarterback drops back, watching linebacker movement is essential. If they drop back deep, the drag route becomes the best option. But if they jump or wall off the drag, the quarterback should progress to the deeper dig route. Against quarters coverage, the drag often becomes the safest throw. This read requires patience and sharp observation, allowing the quarterback to exploit how defenders commit to underneath routes. In this dig-drag read, the quarterback uses a quick 7-step hitch to read the inside linebacker. The primary target is the dig route, but the tight end's drag route is the initial look. The linebacker's positioning and reaction determine which route opens up. If the linebacker drops to cover the drag, the dig route should be open. This progression gives the quarterback a clear path to find the best option quickly, balancing timing with defensive reads to maximize completion chances. Here's a variation of the dig-drag read with a slightly different defensive setup. The quarterback again uses a 7-step quick hitch, reading the linebackers to open the dig route. The initial focus is on the inside receiver running the drag route. The linebacker's movement dictates whether the drag or dig route is open. This red progression helps the quarterback stay ahead of the defense, making quick decisions based on linebacker drops or coverage shifts, ensuring the offense exploits openings efficiently. The double square in red asks the quarterback to key on the outside linebacker and strong safety. If the linebacker takes the medium square in route and the strong safety covers the flat, the quarterback should hit the deep square in. But if either defender takes away the deep square in, the quarterback throws to the area they vacate. This read forces defenders to make tough choices and creates opportunities by attacking the space left open. It's a smart way to manipulate coverage and find the open receiver. In the deep square in and medium square in red, the quarterback takes a 5-step drop, reading from the linebacker to the strong safety. The goal is to get the wide receiver open, but the progression starts with the tight end and then the running back. This approach prioritizes the tight end as a key target as he passes the linebacker's drop, exploiting the defense's reaction to the square and routes. Reading the linebacker and safety movement is crucial to timing and finding the open receiver in this layered progression. This is another look at the deep and medium square in red, emphasizing the 5-step drop and reading from the linebacker to the strong safety. The quarterback watches how the defenders align and react to the square and routes. The progression focuses on attacking the space vacated by defenders, especially targeting the tight end and wide receivers. This read helps the quarterback anticipate coverage shifts and make quick decisions to exploit openings in the defense's zone. The deep out read is particularly effective against cover 2 defenses. The flat route holds the cornerback, which creates space for the deep out route. If the cornerback runs with the wide receiver, the quarterback should throw immediately to the flat route. But if the cornerback comes off the receiver, the quarterback continues the drop and targets the deep out. This read exploits the corner's reaction, allowing the offense to attack both short and deep areas effectively. Looking at the deep outside and flat red, the quarterback adjusts based on defensive coverage. Against cover 3, the linebacker red is key, with a 7-step big hitch drop. The routes include a deep outside and a flat route to stretch the defense vertically and horizontally. Against cover 2, the flat route anchors the cornerback, and the quarterback uses a quick 7-step hitch, reading the cornerback. This dual approach allows the quarterback to adapt reads based on coverage, maximizing opportunities on both sides of the field. This deep outside and flat red variation shows a 5-step big hole drop, reading from the cornerback to the safety. Against cover 2, the quarterback watches the cornerback's leverage and the safety's position to decide where to throw. The routes include deep outs and flat routes designed to stretch the defense and create openings. This red progression helps the quarterback identify which defender is responsible for the flat and adjust the throw accordingly, balancing timing and defensive reactions. Deep passes are timing plays, and it's important to realize they're not high-percentage completions. The quarterback needs a solid pre-snap read to identify the best deep option. If by the 3rd step of a 5-step drop the deep read isn't clear, the quarterback should progress to an underneath receiver. This approach balances risk and reward, encouraging patience and smart decision-making to avoid forcing deep throws when coverage is tight. In this deep reads concept, the quarterback takes a 5-step big hitch drop, reading the free defender first. The progression then looks to the side where the running back releases, which helps anchor the cornerback. The tight end is the primary target as he passes the linebacker's drop, with the wide receiver as the initial look. This layered red progression allows the quarterback to manipulate defenders and find the open receiver based on defensive alignment and movement. The 4 verticals concept is designed to attack cover 3 defenses. The inside seams are the first red, with the quarterback aiming to hit them as they pass the linebackers around 15 yards downfield. The quarterback also looks to manipulate the deep safety by giving a good look at the wide receivers during the drop. The key is to throw away from the safety's coverage, forcing the defense to defend multiple vertical threats and creating openings downfield. This deep reads diagram illustrates the 4 verticals concept. The quarterback uses a 5-step big hitch drop, reading the free defender to get the slot receiver open. The progression starts by looking at the wide receiver first, then hitting the slot as he passes the linebacker's drop zone. This red sequence helps the quarterback exploit the defense's deep coverage responsibilities, creating opportunities for big plays by attacking seams and vertical routes effectively. Once the quarterback masters the fundamentals of reading zones, these basic reads can be combined into more complex progressions. This means the quarterback can layer reads, adjusting to multiple defensive looks and coverages. Understanding the basics is essential because it forms the foundation for executing sophisticated reads that challenge defenses and open up more options on the field. Here's an example of a complex pattern breakdown combining different basic reads. This pattern integrates both the deep read and the dig read concepts. The quarterback must recognize and process these reads within the same play, adjusting to defensive reactions. This layering of reads increases the offense's versatility and challenges the defense to cover multiple threats simultaneously, demanding quick decision-making and sharp observation. Focusing on teaching the dig read progression, the quarterback sticks to this read against typical cover 4 defenses. The progression depends on which receiver breaks open first, followed by the second option, and so on. Often, the first route designed to open is a bait route, drawing defenders and creating space for the next receiver. This teaching approach helps the quarterback understand timing and receiver sequencing within the progression. Against cover 3, the quarterback watches for the right leverage and stays alert for the 2 deep routes. The quarterback looks off the safety to manipulate coverage and makes the deep throw quickly if the opportunity arises. If the first 3 steps of the drop don't reveal a good deep option, the quarterback immediately moves to the dig read, then to an outlet or contingency plan if time allows. This progression ensures the quarterback has a clear plan to attack cover 3 efficiently. Let's dive into the quarterback's read progression. The key here is that the QB must anticipate where all 5 receivers will be as he approaches the line of scrimmage. This means understanding each route and how defenders align. By mastering this, the quarterback can make the right read based on his pre-snap recognition and post-snap adjustments. It's about giving the QB every chance to succeed by knowing the offense inside and out, reading defensive leverage, and making smart decisions quickly. When facing single coverage man defense, the quarterback's leverage reads become crucial. The first thing to identify is where the blitz might come from, so the QB can look for hot routes designed to beat pressure. Then, understanding receiver routes helps anticipate safety support. Assessing individual matchups is vital. Does a receiver have an edge over his defender? And finally, which receiver holds leverage? In other words, which defender is poorly positioned? This thought process helps the QB exploit weaknesses and make the best throw under pressure. The quick hitch is a great example of reading defensive leverage. Here, the right receiver is the correct target because the defender covering him has to navigate through the receiver to make a play, giving the QB a better chance for a clean throw. Meanwhile, the left cornerback has inside leverage and is better positioned to defend. So recognizing these subtle differences in defender positioning and depth helps the QB choose the safest and most effective option quickly. With the quick out, the left receiver becomes the optimal throw because the defender's inside leverage makes it tough for him to cover the route effectively. The cornerback is positioned in a way that he can't easily break on the ball to the outside. This opens a window for the QB to deliver an accurate pass to the sideline. Understanding how leverage impacts coverage here is key to exploiting the defense and completing quick, high-percentage throws. Looking at the quick slant, both corners have similar leverage, but the strong safety's angle on the right side creates a potential passing lane disruption. On the left, the throwing lane is clearer because the strong safety is less likely to interfere. This means the left receiver is the better option, even though corner leverage is equal. It's a great example of how secondary defenders beyond the corners influence the QB's decision-making and route selection. The 12-yard speed out highlights how inside-out leverage by the cornerback concedes the outside route. The left cornerback is giving up the sideline, and the linebacker can't get into the passing lane to disrupt the throw. This creates a clear advantage for the left receiver. Recognizing these defensive tendencies allows the QB to confidently target the receiver who's most likely to get open on deeper sideline routes. For the 12-yard curl, the right receiver is the better throw because the left cornerback's inside-out leverage gives him an advantage on that side. Meanwhile, the right cornerback has outside leverage, and the strong safety is likely drawn away by other routes opening the passing lane. This shows how the QB must consider not just cornerback positioning, but also how safeties react to offensive formations to find the best target. The 18-yard comeback is a classic example of how defensive depth affects route success. The left cornerback plays deeper to prevent a deep ball, which inadvertently opens up the comeback route underneath. On the right, the cornerback plays tighter, making that side less favorable. This teaches us that defenders' depth and alignment can create opportunities for intermediate routes, and the QB must recognize and exploit these nuances. The post corner route is a smart way to attack a tight cornerback. The right cornerback is playing tight and is more susceptible to the counter move, which fakes inside before breaking out. The left cornerback plays deeper and outside, making him less likely to bite on the post fake. This route exploits defensive tendencies and shows how the QB can use route combinations to create separation and open throwing lanes. The skinny post is effective because the left cornerback's deep outside positioning leaves the skinny post open inside. The underneath defenders aren't in position to disrupt the throw. A critical coaching point here is for the QB to look off the free safety before throwing, which means using eye movement to distract or mislead the safety and reduce interception risk. This demonstrates the blend of route design and QB technique needed for success. The streak route is a deep, straight shot downfield. The right cornerback plays tighter and more head up, which can create a window for a well-timed throw. Meanwhile, the left cornerback protects his deep third of the field by playing deep outside, making that side less viable for a deep pass. This example shows how defensive alignment directly influences where the QB should target on vertical routes. As we wrap up, remember these are the 10 basic quarterback reads that form the foundation of effective decision-making. Mastering these reads means understanding defensive leverage, coverage tendencies, and route concepts. The goal is to equip quarterbacks with a clear, repeatable process to identify the best option quickly and confidently. This framework is the backbone of the MRQU quarterback school, designed to develop smart, decisive, and successful quarterbacks.